Welcome back to my channel, Custom Scrapbook Design by Christy Stubbs, and welcome to another installment of my Scrappin' Saturday series. So, I am also participating in Saturday Morning Makes, so you can look at all of the other creations that designers are putting out there using the hashtag SatMornMakes. Now, this Saturday, I am going to do another 2-page spread for you. And I am going to be using the Simple Stories Flea Market collection. I thought this was a beautiful collection. I love all the colors, so we're going to work with this collection this week. And I only got the collection kit in my shop, so our layout will consist of only using the collection kit. So let's go ahead and get started. I have got 6 pictures picked out that I want to scrapbook, and I have already taken and trimmed 3 of the pictures by 1/4 of an inch because I want them to fit on my layout going like so. And then my other 3 pictures, I trimmed one down to a square 4x4 and left the other 2 whole. So we're going to work with those like that. So we're going to go ahead and set those to the side. I did pull the robin's egg textured cardstock from my Simple Stories stash, and we're going to use that as the base page. And I actually think we're going to use the plain side on that. So we'll go ahead and trim off that branding strip to get started. And then we need to pick our colors or our patterns that we want to use on this layout. All right, so I do believe I would like to use this camera one. All right, so I've got this cream colored from my stock. We're gonna go ahead and use that. And we are just going to put the photos down. And I'm gonna start at the bottom. And I'm going to just kind of try and get that lined up on the side and the bottom with the same amount of reveal. And then I'm going to do the top one. Just using my photo tape or my tape runner. And I just ran out. So I'll grab another one of those. All right, we'll go ahead and change that out quick. Seems like I'm running out quite often when I'm filming. Of course, you know, that's the best time for it to run out, right? All right, so let's get this back together. Seem to be on the struggle bus. There we go. Really is much easier than I just made that look. Okay, now we're going to line up the side and the top again and try and match what we did down below. And then by placing the top and bottom, we can center this one in between. And we'll have a little bit wider gap in between, and that's okay. We'll have some of that color coming through. Try and get it centered, try and get it same amount of reveal on that edge. How'd we do? Not bad. And then we're going to go ahead and trim this. All right. So we've got that piece. And actually, here we go already. Me pulling everything up. I have changed my mind on that. I think I want to keep those closer together and keep a real narrow distance in between the photos. And then we're going to pull that bottom one up gently and try and get it lined up as well. All right, how'd we do there? Lift that one more time. All right, that looks better. And then we're going to trim that little bit off the bottom and get that piece off of there. And the reason I did that is because then we can have just a little bit of a border top and bottom on this background piece that we're going to use. But before we do that, we need to decide which one is going to be that background piece. And I think it will be this piece here. Or do I want it to be the yellow? I'm going to go with this green plaid here. So we'll go ahead and hook that down. And I'm just going to try and center that top to bottom and try and get the same distance on the side as I do top to bottom, like so. And then we're going to go ahead and trim the side and try and get that same distance again. Like so. All right. So we've got that matted. Now, before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and cut some of, let's see, which one do we want to use? The floral. What we're going to do is put a little band across the bottom of both of these using one of these patterned papers. So whether it's the floral, and then we take and do a stripe of possibly the pink. This is gonna sit here. Let's go ahead and do the left side. So, like so, and then we'll probably bring in a little bit of this yellow along the side there. And what other color? I don't think that's quite. Oh, I don't like that one. We actually could pull some of these plates. Okay. We're going to use this one. Let's just go ahead and cut ourselves a 4-inch piece. And we'll cut 2 4-inch pieces. and then we're gonna cut a couple 1-inch strips of the pink. So we'll get a couple 1-inch strips. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this banding strip off. So we don't need that on there. And then we're going to cut ourselves. This says description here. We're going to cut this little description part off. Let's see how wide that is. I think we're going to go ahead and cut that at the 4 mark as well. All right, and then we're going to use the camera side of that one. Let's lay some of this out so you can see what I'm doing. Down like so. The little 1-inch strips are going to come across. This is going to come across here. And we're going to pull this camera piece in right here. And then on this other side, our photos are going to go across like so. And because they're 4 inches wide and 3 of them equal the 12, we're going to want to trim just a little bit off of those pictures. So like I did here, I trimmed 1/4 of an inch off of each one. Going up, we're going to do that same thing and trim 1/4 of an inch off of one side or another on these photos to make them fit better. And for this particular photo, we're going to need to take and trim just a little bit off each side to try and keep the dog centered in there just a little bit better. So we'll just trim a little off each side. And then this one, we'll just trim 1/4 off the one side. We don't want to cut any more of the puppy off of there. Okay. Now our photos will fit on there just a little bit better going across. So we're going to have our photos line up something like this. We'll put this one up just a little bit higher. And I think we'll go ahead and individually mat. No, totally taking that back. We're going to mat them the same way that we matted this one. And so let's go ahead and put those down. And we're going to get those with just a little reveal. Try and get them lined up the same. Now, I did not cut the height of either of these, and to me they look like they're lined up at the bottom, but the one looks slightly taller. All right, and then we're going to line this one up at the top. Let's see. Looks like we might need to give it just a tad more space. I've got a little bit more space in between those other two. Let's see how that looks. That looks good. We'll trim off the extra on the side. And then we'll trim the extra off the top. And then we've got our lineup of photos going this way on that page. Okay, and then we're gonna line those up above the band. Actually, maybe even pull it right down to the band, like so. Okay. And then we're going to pull some of this yellow in here as well. And I actually think we're going to cut another small strip of the cameras rather than pulling this whole piece. Although maybe we'll just pull the whole piece because the piece that I have here is actually about the right size. Nope, we're gonna cut just a little, maybe about a 2.5 inch strip. And we're gonna tuck some of this behind the photos. So it doesn't really matter how wide you go. We're gonna tuck this side here. And then this side is going to be coming out over here a little further. And we're going to pull in a little bit of this yellow as well. And for that, let's just take a quick peek if we want to layer that up a little bit. And I think we do. So I want a strip that measures, we're going to go right at 2 inches. So we'll need 2 of these that measure 2. And now, before we go any further, I'm going to ink everything that we've got here and just get that done so we can start setting everything in place. If you are followed me at all, you know that I really like to ink my papers. I'm going to use the vintage photo for my inking today, and we're going to go ahead and ink all the way around. Okay, before I go any further, I am actually going to cut off 1 inch in the overall length of this floral. And I'm going to do that on both. And then I'm going to take my corner rounder and I'm going to round these bottom two. And then we'll ink those. And then I'm also going to matte these photos on this color as well if we have enough here, and it looks like we do. So I'm going to go ahead and matte this as well. And we'll go ahead and finish inking. Okay, now that we've got everything inked, let's go ahead and start putting our pages together. And we're going to start with this floral piece. And we're going to start, I originally was running it all the way edge to edge and to the bottom as well, but we're actually going to run that centered, so there's about a 1/2 inch on each side, and then maybe a 1/2 inch on the bottom as well. I'm not sure I've got that straight. I'm really bad about getting stuff straight. So, okay, we're not quite a 1/2 inch. Let's go ahead and lift that up and let's make it a 1/2 inch. That way it'll just be easier all around. All right, I'm only going to touch the bottom down. So I need to check the side to side. That's fairly close. We'll go ahead and press that down. So we're going to do that piece down first, and then we're going to take our yellow strip. And I was going to center that, but I think I'm going to pull that off center. I think I like the looks of that just being off center. So we're going to go ahead and put that pink strip about like so. And then we're going to run that. I think we'll run that flush. Flush with this piece. Then you've got all of the ink showing. We don't have to overlap anything. I think I like that. Well, I'm not sure what happened, but I lost all of my footage of putting all of this down. So I'm going to just kind of talk you through it. The camera piece of paper on the right side of the photos, I did matte on that pink, and I did carry that down below the band. And then that smaller piece that we had cut on the left side, I actually trimmed it and made it meet the band, and then went ahead and set all of those matted photos going down the center there. Now, the page on the left-hand side, I took a cut off of the camera piece of paper and put it below the puppy and went ahead and just placed everything on there. I did use a 3x4 cut apart, a journaling box, and then some of the 2x2s are all inked and put down as well. And now I'm adding some ribbon to the tag and we'll continue forward with the decorating of the pages. I'm just going to pull that all the way down there. And then we're going to add some stickers. Add this I am so blessed. Let's see. Maybe we'll add that right up here. These are the days. I love these little word stickers. I like to use them and scatter them throughout. Since I pulled a few hearts down here, we're going to go ahead and pull some of these bigger hearts. Up here. A little bit of the floral. And then my treasures. Beautiful moments. I tend to like to put these in little sets of 3. And moment in time. Checking to see if there's anything else I want to pull. And I might pull this other set of flowers over here. And kind of set them on there like so. And then there's this last little bundle here too, I think. We'll just pull those right in there as well. And then maybe we'll tuck one of these little hearts, just these really little ones. And got one more little one here. It's kind of the same color, so it kind of blends. And then one here. And I think you guys, I believe that this is it. I think that looks good. I like it. I'll do a little journaling here. And then this layout is done. I am going to tuck just a little bit more glue under here. So thank you so much for sticking with me. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would love it if you would. I do post a new video every Saturday for my Scrappin' Saturday series using different collections that I've got available on my website. And I will link this collection down below for you. My goal is just to bring you a little bit of inspiration in your scrapbooking and bring you some new ideas every Saturday to help maybe motivate you to scrapbook your own photos as well. And here I am just going to add the final touches of the journaling. Journaling is truly the most important part to the scrapbooking process because it does tell the story of the who, why, where, and when things took place. So you definitely want to be sure not to leave any of the journaling out on any of your pages because the layouts should tell the story for you. So if you've stuck it out till the end, thank you so much for watching. I'm not sure how I had so many technical difficulties this time around, but I do appreciate you hanging with me and watching until the end. And I hope you find a little time to do something creative for yourself today. And thanks to Jillian Norwood for hosting this open collaboration. Be sure to check out all of the other designers.